Hi, everyone. Welcome again to the Third and 10 podcast. Season 3, episode 31 is now live. I'm your host, Nathan Wynn, joined always by my guy, Brian Germanaro. We hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you for stopping by and listening or watching. As always, we got a lot to talk about as we are not covering not just one, but two divisions in this episode, the NFC North and the NFC West. And then we will wrap things up next week with our boys in the NFC East. But Brian, it's good to see you as always, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, doing well. Fantasy football draft season's in full swing right now. Had two drafts last night, so life's pretty good right now.
Okay, what was what are your teams looking like? They're looking good.
They're
Who's your
looking
favorite?
pretty good. Yep. Kind
Okay,
of aim for the same guys, but I love the teams I got. I feel like my one buddy that drafted Jared Goff in the third round, so not that bad.
maybe for jokes, maybe they're actually serious.
No, they're serious.
Because I'm sure in the third round, 10-team, 12-team league.
It was a 10-team league. How about this? Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Hurts are all on the board still.
And you got Jared Goff. Well,
And he selected Jared Goff.
That's a Lions fan right
Even
there.
if you wanted like a quarterback like Jared Goff, why didn't you just go with Joe Burrow? He's a better version of Goff.
Who will sling it and has a better. No, I take that back. He has a better receiving tandem because Amon-Ra. Oh no, I'm taking Chase over
does
Amon-Ra.
have a better receiving tandem, but it's not like the Lions is any worse. Like they're two good receiving tandems, but like, would you rather T. Higgins and Chase, or would you rather have St. Brown and then Williams, who is good, but he's not proven yet.
Not to the level of a Chase and Higgins.
Yeah, we know what Higgins is gonna be, and we know what Chase Higgins is a wide receiver one on any other team you put him on. Williams, you don't know yet.
Not quite yet. He had a good season last
he had a good season last year, yeah, but that's one good year. You know,
exactly.
You really gonna take him over some of the other guys in the league?
Yeah, Joey Burr is Joey Burr. He's made the Super Bowl. Goff,
yeah,
has made one as well.
Goff's made two. No, Goff made one. Whoa.
No, he almost could have made two last year, but injuries decimated that Lions team, and I am excited to talk about them as well. But yeah, for me, I was looking this morning at the NFL and their rivalry uniforms that came out. I'm going to show them on the screen for those of you watching on YouTube. That way we can kind of take a closer look all together here at how they look like. So these NFL rivalry uniforms are going to be worn only for rivalry games. So, for the Patriots, they'll wear theirs against the Jets and vice versa and blah, blah, blah. New thing that they released by the NFL, they announced this like months ago, but it was kind of a quiet thing. And then
it's a spin on like the City Connects kind of thing.
Yes, that's a great way to describe it. So for those watching on YouTube or watching the live stream on Twitter, here is what they look like. You have the Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, and Jets on the left side, and then the Cardinals, Rams, Niners, and Seahawks on the right.
The Seahawks one looks like a Jets jersey.
Yeah, a little bit.
It could just be this, but that looks like I would think that's a Jets jersey. Like I know it's this one, but
yeah, true. I see it. But
it's the green. It's the green that's doing it.
Not bad though. I do like this comment makes a good point right here. The Seahawks fishing lure colors is unique. I do.
Yeah.
I know that the Seahawks, but kind of like the fishing theme was nice.
Yeah, the fishing. The fish markets that are on Seattle and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the Rams. It looks too.
The Rams is just their jersey, but instead of white, it's black.
Yeah, it just looks modern, which is fine, but I just don't.
They pulled the Crackle Barrel.
There you go. I've seen that going around. I was like, what?
They changed back. They've already changed back, so it's
good.
The long national nightmare of 4 days is over.
Never should have changed it in the first place.
No, they really shouldn't have.
I love Buffalo's. Buffalo's looks really nice.
Yeah, Buffalo's nice. Buffalo and New England's are, I think, my favorites.
Oh, yeah. I get the Jets one, Gotham City doesn't, but I'm not taking that over Buffalo and England. Miami's is okay, and no, I don't like Miami's as well.
No, Miami's cool. It's cool.
If I had to rank them, I'd go Buffalo, New England,
yeah,
Jets, and Dolphins. And then for the West, I would go Cardinals, Seahawks, Niners, Rams.
I think I would flip Niners and Seahawks.
Niners, Seahawks. Okay. I mean, Niners look decent, but I don't know.
I kind of like Niners the best out of those three. I'm not gonna lie. Because Arizona just reminds you of the normal Cardinals jersey.
Yeah, but there's something about like the little dots on it and stuff. I don't know. I like that one. I do.
I don't know.
I'm excited for ours though. Unfortunately, we won't get to see the NFC East ones until 2027.
Mm-hmm.
But as you know, Giants fans have been looking for new uniforms because
we got them. They just sucked.
To celebrate our 100th anniversary, here are some crap uniforms.
Here's a uniform we wore in 1933. Like, guys,
I just wonder what went on into the mind of
I think it was like, let's celebrate like a lesser known jersey of ours, because I don't think many people know we used to wear jerseys that look like that, and like all the footage from back then it's in black and white, so you don't see it. It's like, oh, let's choose one of those jerseys, and like, you know, oh, when you see this jersey in a black and white film, this is what it actually is. I think that was their mindset behind it, but it didn't. Better it as an idea, poor execution.
Honestly, and it probably looked better in black and white, and I'm sure people would.
I think it did. I really think it did look better in black and white.
Seeing it in color. For sure. Also, we won't talk about the Giants too much today, but the captains were released earlier today as well. So after I'm taking a look here, the Giants 2025 captains for this year, we only have 5 of them, which is a bit surprising, but it's going to be Russell Wilson, Darius Slayton, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, and Bobby Okereke. So this one's it's a bit different compared to last year. You know, Andrew Thomas, who has been a captain the past couple of years. No Malik Neighbors, even though it is his second season in the NFL, I kind of thought he was going to be one.
Yeah, I thought he might get it. Yeah.
Either. Any thoughts on this? Are you surprised, or are you just fine with the 5 captains?
I'm fine with it. I don't really think captain means as much in the NFL as it does in other sports. Because every position group is kind of its own thing. You could kind of have a captain at every position group, you know?
And just because you're an outstanding player doesn't mean you should be guaranteed the captain spot. I mean,
yeah.
Not saying Malik Neighbors isn't a leader by any means, but it is a second year. Darius Slayton has more experience, has gone through it.
Yeah, it's the tenure is what Slayton has right now.
And I think all 5 guys do have quite a bit of experience in the NFL. So shout out to our boys. Hopefully, you know, we'll talk about the Commanders and the game preview next week. But man, I'm super excited, my friend.
In fact, the game preview coming up is great.
I know, dude. It's, you know, I saw a tweet, and it's probably not going to happen, but they're like, oh, the Giants can't start 5-0 because the Commanders are overrated.
Yes, I did see that. The Terry McLaurin's weak. Micah Parsons still out. Travis Kelce's distracted by his marriage.
No Rashee Rice for the Chiefs.
No Rashee Rice, yeah.
No Slater. The Saints are bad. But you know, at the end of the tweet,
it's like, all right, yeah. It's like if every question mark goes wrong and all the question marks for the Giants go right, it's 5-0. It's like, yeah, well, you know, if my aunt was a boy, she'd be my uncle.
All I'm gonna say is, if we start 4-1, 5-0, we are going to be insufferable.
Oh, it will be exciting, yeah.
Oh yeah, but we are going to be insufferable too. Like, I don't think any fans of those teams want to be on this show or want to hear us if we go 5-0, because we're gonna go freaking crazy.
Yeah, but rightfully so. Like, we had to cheer about the past since 2022, and that was probably a mistake looking back on it. The happiest moment of the past decade for Giants fans is largely looked at as we probably should have done that.
Yeah, we were excited about the preseason. Us going 3-0 in a preseason game.
I mean, I was excited about going 3-0. I'm like, oh, that's cool, but
oh no, I was super excited. I'd never seen wins or smiled that much in a preseason game ever. And I made a promise to myself this year as well. I will not be missing any Giants games. I know we missed quite a few last year. But at any moment, I'm just saying, you know, either the Giants played really well and Russ is a starter, or what's it called? Or the other scenario is the Giants play okay, and then Jackson Dirk gets inserted out of nowhere, and I do not want to miss any of that. So I will not be missing a Giants game this year whatsoever, unlike I did last year, because I missed most of that second half of the season. So, and then college football. Last thing before we get into our division preview, or the Mets and division previews. How excited for you, buddy? College football starts.
Oh, I can't wait. It starts tonight. We don't have great games tonight, but we should have a few ranked teams going. I can't wait for Notre Dame Miami on Sunday night. Oh, cannot wait.
You guys are one of 2 Sunday games. I thought you guys played on Saturday, but I looked at the schedule the other day, and you guys play Sunday. So so today it's Boise State in South Florida.
That's the game of the day.
Yeah, pretty much everyone else is kind of they're not ranked. Nebraska is playing later today as well with Mahomes' twin Raiola.
Nebraska Cincinnati, that could be a good game.
I'm excited. I'll be watching.
Yeah.
ESPN. They released. Did you know they released the new app? It's called the new ESPN app. I'm dead serious. Is what it's called.
Wait, it's the old ESPN app. You gotta download a new app. They didn't just do a big update.
The big
update's a brand new app.
Basically. But it's
so on my phone right now because I have ESPN on my phone. I don't have to download a new app. I just updates, right?
Pretty much, but this wasn't like too recent. Oh, I mean, it's not like it was yesterday that they.
It was August 21st. That's when they dropped That's when everything new was supposed to drop.
Yeah, so it's like it's a major update that was released on the 21st or whatever the case may be. But I guess what I was trying to say was they have a new subscription called ESPN, which can be found on the new ESPN app. So for $30 $30 a month, you can have access to all the ESPN channels. So ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3, ACC Network, SEC Network, all those things. Basically YouTube TV for ESPN.
Or I could pay like $70 and get Hulu Live, and ESPN and Disney Plus is already included into that.
Interesting.
I get way more for a little more money.
Do you think it's a good idea about ESPN? I mean, it's not that.
I mean, it's a good idea if you want to cut the cord, and the only reason you have live TV, like a Hulu or like a YouTube TV, is because of sports. But I don't know, $30 for because if it was ESPN in the 90s, I'd spend whatever I want on it. But outside of live games, I'm not watching ESPN like I once did. Sports Center is not what it once was. Part of the interruptions falling off. There's no more around the horn.
True.
It's nothing's really there anymore.
Yeah, First Take's
unwatchable.
Yeah, I love Molly Kim. She's great. I like her.
But that's that's kind of like when Kevin Love was on the Timberwolves. He was great. The rest of the team sucks.
Everyone else is not that great. But yeah, Stephen A is Stephen A. He's loud. He's okay, I guess, to put it politely.
Stephen A is funny, and he's a decent basketball commentator, and he's all right with football. But when he goes outside his element, he's just insufferable.
Yeah. Cam Newton, I guess, signed a new deal with ESPN.
Cam Newton's unlistenable. He's an idiot.
He's not that good whatsoever. He's one of many examples at ESPN who they played their sport before, but they're not that great as a reporter. What's it called? I heard Tim Legler is replacing Doris Burke on the finals broadcast, which I get it.
What happened with Doris Burke?
I don't know. She just
Doris.
They literally replaced her. Nothing more, nothing less, my friend.
I don't mind Doris as the basketball commentator.
I don't either. I think
football. She's.
They probably want to shift her back to the radio because she was.
ESPN demotes. Oh my God, demotes her.
Yeah, I mean, she probably was best for the radio instead of the actual TV broadcast, which is. Oh, maybe she's going back to a reporter. If she goes back to being a reporter,
I'm trying to find her. It doesn't say where she's doing it.
Well, as long as she's part of ESPN still, that's what matters. We'll see. We'll have to see, my friend.
Yeah, she's gonna be at NBC next year. Watch it.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Her contract's up at the end of this season. She's gonna leave.
Oh, okay. Oh, really?
I mean, if you got demoted from the top team, and if you're NBC trying to get some credibility, wouldn't you get someone like Doris Burke, who's got name recognition and stuff, to go call your games?
So just to be clear, she's taken off from the ESPN Finals broadcast, or
he's taken off of like the A team. Like Fox's A team is like Kevin Burkhardt, Brady, Aaron Andrews. Like that's where like the big game goes.
Yeah,
she was on that and she's off that now.
Okay, so just put her with what's the one? Mark Davis.
Yeah,
that B team. Nothing wrong being put with the B team. B team is perfectly
right. But when you've done the A team for so long, it's not fun going to the B team.
A team is for a bit long. It's kind of a bit. My thing is she's part of the finals broadcast for what, 2 years? I think maybe not even that. Maybe 1 year.
Still,
good point.
Still, she made it. she made it on the A team.
True. Good point. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, if she goes to NBC is building up themselves a crew. I don't have the list in front of me, but they're building themselves a crew over there for the upcoming NBA season, as well as Amazon Prime or Amazon, the NBA on Amazon thingy majiggy. They're doing a pretty decent job as well. But I digress. But yeah, we'll talk a lot more college football as we and you will both be on the Corner Booth podcast later today.
Sure.
And then the 6-pack returns. I'm basically endorsing their show a little bit before we get started on our own. There's going to be 6 games that they're going to have us pick, my friends. So just let you know, it's going to be Nebraska versus Cincinnati, Syracuse versus Tennessee, Texas versus Ohio State, LSU versus Clemson, your boys versus Miami, and Virginia Tech versus South Carolina as the last game that we'll be picking as well. So
cool.
And so last thing before we get to the Mets, your boys Notre Dame taking on Miami. You guys are favored at this point in time by minus 2.5
points. Yeah.
Your thoughts on your boys?
I'm confident Notre Dame's returning a lot of their starters, especially on defense. Like really, the only player not returning was Riley Leonard at quarterback. Like I know, like Bo Collins on the Giants now, and we kind of lost there, but like. The receiving core wasn't much to write home about last year. So, hey, another year from Gray House, another year from Faison. Eli Rodon's going to be great at tight end for us. Jeremiah Love, obviously, is going to be the focal point. Defense should be the best in the nation. Miami had a struggling defense last year, and they're replacing a lot of their stars with their backups. So, like, I'm going to give Notre Dame, I'm going to go 24-17.
Okay. All right. I love to hear it. I will be picking the Irish as well. I don't know. I know Carson Beck's the new quarterback there, and that's great and all.
But Beck struggled at Georgia.
He did. He honestly did. And I'm a sucker for running backs, and Jeremiah Love, he's arguably the best in the nation. So, yeah, I have the Irish. I don't have a score prediction in front of me, but I will be taking the Irish. No doubt about it. But we'll talk more college football when we're on that show.
Yep.
And then we will obviously review everything next week on our next episode. But all right, first up, let's get right into it now. Your boys, before we get to the NFC North and the NFC West, the Mets, man. Ooh, what a series.
What did I say on Tuesday the Mets had to do? What did I say? I said they had to sweep the Phillies and get back in the NL East race. And shout out to the Mets. They did it. Friday, they took care of business on Monday with the whole parabolic mic situation, beating up on the Phillies. And then Tuesday, this is a team we saw. We saw Tuesday was a game straight out 2024. Went down early, immediately responded with 5 runs. And then Riley Helsley, who cannot be the 8th inning pitcher anymore for the Mets, he needs to go to those low-level situations and rebuild his confidence before I'm ready to get him to be the sub to Diaz. Have Tyler Rogers do it. He's much more fit for that role right now. But regardless, Bader hits a 2-run shot. Next inning, 4 straight hits off Johan Duran. Brandon Nimmo with the big hit, the walk it off. And that's where it felt like things had finally turned. Like you saw the Phillies broadcast. They got in their head that they can't win in Citi Field anymore. And then Nolan McLean, who he's having himself a pretty good start to his MLB career. 8 innings, 6 strikeouts, I think only 4 hits and a couple walks. This guy is going to be something special. This is like a start career like Matt Harvey, Jacob deGrom had. He is asserting himself as kind of I don't want to say the ace of his staff right now, but the most important pitcher we have. Like when McLean's on the mound, I just feel like we're going to win. And we're going to continue this because the Mets called up Jonah Tong, who I talked about on Tuesday how Sproat or Tong are going to come up. I didn't think Tong would come up till 2026, but David Stern said it. He forced our hand. He pitched so well in the minors. We have to call him up. So this is the beginning of the Mets' next generation of pitchers. We had Generation K in the past. We had the 5 aces in 2015. Sure, both guys didn't work out, but what we've seen from McLean, Jonah Tong is pitching crazy and looks like a Tim Lincecum type pitcher. Sproat kind of struggled this year, but maybe he can turn it around. There's something special brewing. The Mets might have a few, the Mets rotation, and this is not just for 2025, more for 2026, could go from having a lot of question marks to being the strength of this team if you can get, a top rotation with Tong and McLean, and then if Senga and Manaea can figure out their struggles, and then do Peterson to that, that's a great 5 right there. So the vibes are great right now. 4 games coming up against Miami. I would love to take 3 or 4 from Miami and then just, keep pace with the Phillies at this point.
You should be able to take care of Miami.
Yeah. Remember a few weeks ago, people were like, Miami's going to jump the Mets. It's like, guys, they're on a hot streak right now. Like, people were comparing the Marlins to the 2024 Mets. I'm like, you're right. They are like a Mets team. The 2019 Mets, where they went on an insane run for a month, got back in the playoff conversation, and then came back down to earth.
Their closer is former Philly, Tyler Phillips. The guy that apparently he was slapping himself before he gets.
Yes, he's getting himself hyped up.
Whatever it takes to get motivated. But, you're a closer for a team that's not that good. At the time that the video of him slapping himself was shown, only 1 save on the year, was barely turned into a closer. I don't know. I mean, look, hey, whatever it takes, but that Marlins team is not good, and I think I should be able to take care of business over there. But hey, McLean with it and rock with it. I love it. I have him on my fantasy team for the Belly Up League.
You should have been ecstatic when you got last night from him.
Oh, I got a good
dominated last night. 8 innings. Oh,
8 innings against a Phillies team that just can't. They can't get it done against the Mets.
Citi Field's a house of horrors. That's 10 straight losses at Citi Field for the Phillies.
I'm telling you, if they meet in the postseason, that's gonna be the
it's not the postseason. It's next weekend when we have 4 games against each other in Philly.
But it's in Philly, so their chances.
Chances in Phillies is better. But you're coming off this sweep. You can't win. You had kind of 3 straight heartbreak. Well, two heartbreakers, and then 1 game where you just look lost out there. Yeah. Momentum is fully on the Mets side right now.
Oh yeah, no.
The Mets, the Phillies have given the Mets confidence, and they're still in this thing.
Oh yeah, your chances are improved when you go back to Philly, but it's you got swept by the Phillies.
The Phillies could have ended the NL East race this series. They wouldn't have clinched, but if they would have taken 2 out of 3. Then they would have been up 8 games on the Mets right now. That kind of would have ended our shot. We would have been focused on the wild card. Now we're kind of comfortably in the wild card spot because we're 4.5 games up on the Reds. Now you can Mets to kind of turn their attention back on the Phillies.
Yeah, because you guys are 4 games back in the division at this point in time.
Yeah.
So
and with us going to Cincinnati next week, we have the shot to bury Cincinnati.
Yeah, bury Cincinnati and then bury Philly if things go well, or not bury Philly,
but
rather
hop back in,
really get back into it. Yeah, really get back into it. So
make it right now. It's kind of the Philly's getting uncomfortable right now. We could start doing Panic City if we take 3 or 4 next weekend.
Make them really uncomfortable and make everyone else crash out.
Right now it's kind of when you're outside in the hot day and you first start to sweat is where we're kind of at right now.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Now if the Mets sweep or take 3 or 4 next week, then it's man, I gotta turn the AC on because it's getting hot in here.
Yeah, a little too hot in here.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. But I'm excited. I love seeing what McLean did last night. I'm excited to see what Jonah Tong can do this Friday. I
cannot wait for Jonah Tong on Friday night. Against the Marlins. Everyone says he's like Tim Lincecum. That's literally his comp is Tim Lincecum. It's the body. It's the way he throws. This guy is going to be something special. The Canadian Cannon is what he's called.
He's Asian, right? Oh, he looks Asian.
I don't know. I know he's from Canada.
All I know is he looks Asian to me. So if it's confirmed that he's Asian, I'll be rooting for him because I love me when Asians are in the league. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Ohtani. Darvish, I love. Suzuki from the Cubs,
he's half Chinese on his father's side.
Perfect. I'll be rooting for him as well, which is weird because I never root for the Mets whatsoever. But I do it for you, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have another reason.
Markham, Ontario.
Ooh. I love it. Canadian.
Let's see. What notable people have come from Markham, Ontario? Oh, they got a whole Wikipedia page.
Nope.
Oh, Hayden Christensen. Awesome. I love this guy.
We love Ontario.
What? Yeah, we love that.
We love Ontario, Canada.
Bunch of hockey players I know, yeah.
Of course.
Mitch Marner. Dominic Moore was a Ranger for years. Christopher Richards. Oh, who is he? He's in something.
Chris Richards.
Oh no, he's someone else. I'm thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, I thought Chris Richards seems familiar.
He sounds familiar, but it's not that guy. Steven Stamkos.
Gotcha.
Jonah Tong can join this list of very, very esteemed gentlemen and ladies.
Let's go, my man. He's Asian. That's all I care about. He's Asian, so he's gonna do well. I hope so. But yeah, we'll obviously revisit the Mets next week, and hopefully by then we can come back next week and talk about how great of a start Jonah Tong had against those. Sorry,
I did not know Hayden Christensen was from Canada. I mean, shout out.
You learn something new every day, right, my friend?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, well, we go from the Mets and we go back to the NFL as we have our two divisions to discuss in this one, because usually it's one division per week, but no, because my planning was messed up, we had to rush things a little bit here because the season literally starts next week. So, all right, first things first. I'm excited as well, my friend, as we go to the NFC North to kick things off. Look, Detroit. We'll start with Detroit. 15-2 last year. They fell to the Commanders in the divisional round, unfortunately. They were, obviously had a magical season, having the number 1 seed. They had the league's highest scoring offense, 33.2 points per game, by the way, which is insane. Second,
if Punches doesn't go down, they probably make a run for a Super Bowl. I think that changed the whole team. Even though they got Zadarius Smith, who was fine, I think if they don't lose Hutchinson, that team wins.
Dude, he got hurt week 5, I think. So they lost him pretty early in the year.
Yeah, because they lost him around the deadline. Around the trade deadline, they lost him because that's why they go get Smith.
Sorry, and I apologize for asking. Did he come back for the playoffs? No, right?
Yeah, I think he came back in a very limited role, though.
That's what it was. I barely saw him against.
I remember he was back out there, but he was just not the same player. I'm pretty sure he rushed it a little bit.
Yeah, for playoff purposes.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he didn't get hurt again, but still, it was a major leg injury, and he was just one example of many guys that were hurt. In total, by the way, 6 defensive starters along with key backups went down, which led to their demise later in the year. As according to research, I found out that they allowed for the final 6 games of the year, they allowed at least 30 points. In those games, which included that loss to Washington. So, look, the offense was amazing, but the defense it had to go down at some point. It had to sink at some point in time, and unfortunately, it did. But their only 2 losses on the year in the regular season were to Tampa and to Buffalo, which was a banger of a game, 48-42. That was fun to watch. I remember that
game of the year.
That was definitely the game of the year. Jared Goff, great season though, over 4,600 passing yards, 37
not third round pick though.
What happened? What third round pick?
Remember earlier this show, I said my buddy drafted Jared Goff third over.
Oh yeah, not third round worthy by
third quarterback off the board, but
the former first round pick in the NFL draft had a great season, no doubt. But had an MVP, was actually an MVP finalist. But still, just to get back to that fantasy point real quick, not worthy of someone you take over a Joe Burrow or a Jalen Hurts or guys like that. But a guy that you might take over those quarterbacks is Jahmyr Gibbs, who had an outstanding year as well in the backfield. I think he had 16 touchdowns. Him and Montgomery combined for 28 total on the ground. And then finally, Amon-Ra St. Brown once again showing he's a number one wide receiver with over 100 catches for 1,263 yards and 12 touchdowns. And then Jameson Williams had his first breakout season on his own with over 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns on 58 catches. So my question to you, as you guys know, we have a burning question for each team. I just made all 8 of them, so Brian just has to answer them and have fun with this. So for Detroit, my friend, do you think they could have another great season? Like, I'm not saying that, I'm not asking if they're going to go 15-2 again, because they probably won't.
No,
but will they have another great season and go further into the postseason, or do you see them as a divisional round exit again?
I think they'll make another deep run. I think a lot's been made about the loss of Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. I'm not going to say that's not going to hurt this team. It is. It's a learning curve. No matter how similar the offense and defensive strategy might be, there's always cadences. There's always some differences when you go from one guy to another. In every industry, it could be, the presidency, it could be the police station, it could be the local grocery store. Whenever there's a change of who's running things, there's always a difference, and that can be the same thing with the Lions. I think they might get off to a little bit of a slow start, and by slow start, I mean they're not going to be dominating out of the gate, but this is a team I fully expect to win the division. I think they're a lock for the conference championship. I think they have a real good shot at the Super Bowl this year.
When, entering every season, every team's fan is like, if we stay healthy, we're going to be really good.
Yeah.
And the Lions are probably the best example, because if they were healthy last year, if they had all the defensive guys, they would have made a deeper run than they did, being divisional round exits. But yeah, I mean, you made a great point. I'm a little concerned about the loss of the coordinators, because Ben Johnson was outstanding as an OC. Aaron Glenn was his
but
thing.
Apparently, the new guys, they've already loved him. Like Laporta came out the other day and goes, "This guy's a genius." Yeah. So they might have already got the next Ben Johnson in the system.
Yeah, I don't think offensively they'll miss a beat, because John Morton, who's the OC, he was heavily involved in building the offense around Jared Goff. He was a special assistant under Ben Johnson in 21, and then he served as the passing game coordinator over the past few years. And we've seen what the Lions offense can do when they have all their guys. Goff was an MVP finalist last year. He has St. Brown, Laporta, Williams, Gibson, Monty in the backfield. You have an offensive line that's arguably the best in the league, with Sewell, Frank Ragnow. They lost Zeitler, but they drafted Tate Ratledge, who I like as well, coming out of Georgia. He'll be battling with the Graham Glasgow and Christian Mahogany for those guard spots. But overall, I love the Lions offense. Defensively, I'm a little worried, because Kelvin Shepherd is I don't know much about him, but they have the pieces.
I would say there's so much talent on there that they can overcome it. Like, if you have Hutchinson running down a quarterback, I can't be too concerned.
Yeah, opposite of him is going to be Marcus Davenport.
Watch out. That's a good one too, right there.
He's solid. Yeah, he was re-signed actually, so I'm glad to see him back. Watch out for Ahmad Hassanin. He's a 6th-round pick from Boise State. He was very productive in very limited playing time in the game of football. He didn't have much experience, but when he did play at Boise State, he was really good. So watch out for him. You have DJ Reader and Tyleik Williams, the 1st-round pick from Ohio State, on the inside. You have Anzalone and Campbell at linebacker, along with Derek Barnes. The cornerbacks are Terrion Arnold and DJ Reed. That's a good duo. And they have Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch from Bama at safety. So, dude, this is a very complete team.
It really is.
So, yeah, I'm not saying they're gonna go 15-2 again. That's definitely not what I'm saying, but I see a 13-4 type team.
Yeah, 13-4, 12-5, Kings of the NFC North.
Yeah, they'll win the division once again, and I really do hope they make it past their division round.
I want the Lions to win a Super Bowl. I think Jared Goff. Jared Goff deserves a Super Bowl so badly. I don't want to say he was treated badly by the Rams, because it was a move they had to make, but he got a raw deal in the perception of the Stafford trade. When he was traded, it was kind of like, oh, the Lions are going to have Jared Goff for a year, and then they're going to move on from him. He needs to complete this comeback story with that Super Bowl. Hey, this bridge quarterback, just let the Detroit Lions to a Super Bowl. Like
And,
that's like the Chicago Cubs winning the World Series.
And look, he made a Super Bowl when he was with the Rams, right? And then I think it was like 2 years after they let him go for Stafford, right? Or was it the year after?
No, it was a couple of years after, maybe
Couple years after.
3.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, he was drafted number 1
Goff
overall.
was solid in Los Angeles. Like
Yeah,
he wasn't. He was a worse version of Stafford. That's all he was.
Yeah, came here to Detroit and showed what he can do. Now the only flaw on him was that when the games mattered the most, he kind of did struggle, and we did see that against the Commanders. Now I will say that was one of Ben Johnson's only mistakes because they were running the ball really good early against Washington, and they just abandoned it and try to force the passing game. So I didn't like that from Detroit last year in the divisional round, but. I think they learned a lesson. I think when the postseason comes around, not saying to help take the load off of Goff, depending on that running game, you have 2 amazing running backs in Gibbs and Montgomery.
Like, that should be the whole identity of the team. This is a run first team, is what it is.
Yeah, no team has the luxury. No team has a luxury like the Lions have, having two really solid RB1s. There's no other team that has
like
that.
The Eagles are lucky when they have Saquon Barkley, and like AJ Dillon's a solid RB2, but that's not like a tandem you want to run out there. Like AJ Dillon is not taking 45% of Barkley's snaps away from him. He's gonna get like 30% of the snaps.
Yeah, meanwhile, in Detroit, you can have literally a 50-50 split and still be really good because Montgomery is he's phenomenal, man. Like I know Gibbs gets all the credit and all the headlines and the lights
because he's the younger guy and he would be the bell cow back anywhere else, and probably is going to be the bell cow back in a couple years when Montgomery either leaves for a bigger contract or retires.
But I do hope he stays in Detroit, no doubt about it, for sure.
I do too. He's what? He's like 29.
He's still young.
Yeah,
still young.
28. Okay.
And Detroit's being smart. Like if they keep money for the long run, like that's only gonna keep Gibbs' legs fresh and preserve his career and allow him to play for more than because running backs, their shelf life is quite short. So Detroit, for us, I think we both agree they're winning the division this year. It's just a matter of who finishes behind them as we move on from Detroit to the Vikings, who finished 14-3 as well. Another surprise team that was near the top of the NFC, and then the only reason they get the number 1 seed was because they lost to Detroit in Week 18, and that brought them down to the 5 seed because.
Well, they didn't lose to Detroit. They got like a reality check in Detroit. Is what they got.
Oh yeah, they were exposed. Because the pass rush got home a lot.
That's like Zadarius Smith's. Like when we think back on Zadarius Smith's career and this brief stint with the Lions, it's just going to be that Week 18 game against Minnesota.
Dude, because him and they wreaked havoc. They took care of the Vikings, man. And but hey, at the end of the day, when you can say you won 14 games with Sam Darnold, a quarterback. It's impressive.
Yeah, it's an impressive thing,
It really is. But I don't want to talk about too much about the weapons that they have, because obviously Jefferson, Addison's gonna be out for 4 games. The first
3
first 3 games.
That's why I still take him in fantasy because think about it. If you take him as a bench piece, you're not going to start in the first 2 weeks anyway. So might as well have him on your bench, and then when he returns from suspension, boom, he's ready to go for your buys.
Yeah, put him in IR. That way you can deploy it in the waivers and then drop the player in the waivers and whatnot. But also 2 things I want to point out. First off, welcome back, Adam Thielen. Good to see him back in Minnesota, back home. Love the reaction video of his kids and his family.
The best was someone goes like, Thielen's a Viking, Cooper's a Raider. Cooks is a Saint, and Keenan is a Charger.
Yes.
Welcome back to 2015, everybody.
It's good to see it. I love.
We had a 45-minute conversation in my college group chat yesterday about which one of those 4 is the best receiver.
Stock Cooper. Thielen was.
It's tough because we all said somebody different. I think we all kind of agreed that Keenan's got the best argument because he had 3 straight seasons of 1,100 plus, but Brandon Cooks is secretly really, really consistent.
He's a jag. He's just the guy that will get you. I think the big problem with Cooks is he
bounced around the league so much. Like he's with New Orleans, then went to New England, then went to Los Angeles, then went to Houston. He wasn't in one place. So you're like, oh, why does he keep bouncing around? But if you look at his numbers, it's like, man, this guy consistently was putting up 1,000 yards, constantly bouncing around the league.
Yeah, he's consistently good, and he's a reliable target, and he gets to go back. He gets to go to a Saints team that they could use some weapons over there because, oh boy,
they need a lot. They need a lot of help.
They need help. Rattler, I think, was announced as a starting quarterback.
Yes, Rattler is the starting quarterback. Yep. We said it on the show. It's like Rattler's only a year younger than Tyler Show. Like, you need to start Show because he's Brandon Weeden. He's old.
He's a second-round pick. Might as well start him, but maybe they're going to play the patient game with him, I guess, but I digress.
What patient game? He's even 26!
I don't know. That's just saying. Don't ask me. You can ask the Saints fans because we had
JJ McCarthy's younger, and he came out a year before him.
Hey, man. Saints are going to be suffering.
Stetson Bennett, like how Sony Michel had an entire NFL career while Bennett was still in college.
Shout out to Sony Michel, by the way. I remember him.
We watched Sony Michel highlights last night at my buddy's house. Incredible. Forgot how good he was at Georgia.
Out of all the guys, huh?
I don't know. We were picking up one of our buddies. He goes, I need to watch some Sony Michel highlights. I'm like, I think you're the only person to ever say that, but I'm so on board with what you're saying.
Yeah,
right
now. I'm down with it, but I'm just like, out of all the guys, like, all right, sure. Yeah, you got a unique friend group, man. I love it, man. But what I sort of love as well was the Minnesota's offseason because they added quite a few guys, more notably on the offensive line. They added Will Fries and Ryan Kelly from the Indianapolis. They drafted Donovan Jackson from Ohio State. They also added in the trenches on defense as well, signing Jonathan Allen from the Commanders and Javon Hargrave from the 49ers on that beef with that defensive line. So
love it.
I love it because
you win in the trenches.
Exactly, because against the Rams and the Lions, they were exposed.
If there's one thing you know about me from watching this show for 5 minutes, it's I hate the city of Philadelphia. But the worst part is Philly is the best example of my strategy of you have to have a great O-line and a great defensive line to win this league because they have both and they win.
Yeah, and that's what they're trying to do because last year they were exposed against the Rams and the Lions because of that bad offensive line.
And you can't put JJ McCarthy behind that turnstile coming off an ACL injury. I'm sorry.
You're damn right. Because, and also, too, the run game needs to help them out as well. And in the last 3 seasons, they were ranked 24th or worse in yards per carry in each of the past 3 years. So, beefing up that.
I think Jordan Mason's going to help a lot with that.
Oh, yeah. Aaron Jones, that's not to say that he's had a huge workload on him, but Jordan Mason will take,
Yeah, he's going to cut that workload for him a little bit, which is, it's going to help Aaron Jones, but his numbers aren't going to be as good.
Yeah, because Mason has fresh legs, only 236 carries in 3 years. So, he's going to be great. But, with JJ McCarthy, he's had a year plus of rehabbing and whatnot. Do you think this year he can show that he's the answer at quarterback?
I think this year he can show that he could be a capable NFL quarterback. I don't know if the franchise will be answered this year, but I think what we're going to see is him more of a game manager role, like where he's kind of just dumping off the ball to Jefferson and Addison when he returns and Hawkinson. He's got a better line in front of him. The run game should be better. All he has to do is just manage the game, right? Doesn't need to be a superstar. Doesn't need to be like what Bo Nix and Jane Daniel was last year. He just needs to play mistake-free football, move the ball down the field, and that's it. If basically he just needs to do what he did at Michigan. If he can show us that in the NFL, he's fine.
So is that safe to say like he's not that type of guy to kind of take over a game? Like he's just someone that...
he needs to be like a 15 to 20 type quarterback,
So he's a better version of Sam Darnold. Or just needs to be a better version of Sam Darnold.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And then as he continues to progress and gets away from the injury, maybe he can continue to grow. But I just need to see a game manager-esque quarterback from him to be confident he could be the Vikings' answer.
Yeah, I think he can be the answer at quarterback, or he will show he's the answer at quarterback. He kind of has to in a way for me because it's like the guys that were taken, after him, actually no, in general, just the guys in the same draft class as him. Talk about Jaden Daniels, talk about Caleb Williams, well not much Caleb, but Bo Nix had a great.
There's a lot of hype surrounding Caleb Williams because we saw there was flashes last year.
Yeah. So you had the hype around Caleb. You have Daniels had a great rookie season. You had Bo Nix who led the team to the playoffs as well. like I think the pressure is on for him to kind of show that, hey, I'm the franchise guy for this team. Because honestly, the backups behind him, you don't even have a backup anyways anymore that you can depend on. So, but honestly, he has the pieces to do so. He has a top 5 guy in Justin Jefferson. You brought Thielen back, who he worked out with in the offseason. Addison, when on the field, is solid. You drafted Ty Felton, who's a speedster coming out of Maryland. You add in TJ Hawkinson. You have a great backfield with Jones and Mason. And, I wouldn't worry about the defense at all because Brian Flores has
got it. He's got recovery. They're fine.
He's got it taken care of. So
and they finally gave Brian Flores like pieces that like work in his system now.
Oh yeah. So I think overall, I think McCarthy can show. It kind of has to, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But hey, worst case, he's a game manager that gets it done. I think that's the worst case scenario that the Vikings fans can hope for, is that he just manages the game well and they get back into the postseason and sneak in. I don't see a 14-3 season in their future, but I do see maybe at most 11-6 if all things go.
I'm a little more down on them. I said in the corner booth on Thursday, I think they're going to come in last place, but it's going to be a very competitive last place. Like, they're going to lose a lot of one-score games. It basically be like the opposite of 2022 for them, where like they were 9-0 in 1-point games. I think it could be like 1-8 in 1-point games this year.
Yeah, I don't know what is up with them at one-score games, because I remember not just last year, but I think a couple of years ago in 2022, they were like the best team in one-score games.
Yeah,
we're second, of course, our boys. But they want to put themselves in one-score situations, I guess, and then they'll end up winning. I don't know how it works.
Yeah,
but
I think the luck runs out this year, because I think, as much as I want McCarthy to be that game manager and think he can, I do think the inexperience and the rustiness and coming back from an ACL injury, that's a lot for a young quarterback to deal with, on top of him being raw already. I think that's going to rear its ugly head more often than not. I think he's going to have a very similar to like Caleb Williams, where like you see the flashes, it just comes along with some mistakes that rookie makes.
Okay. Yeah, there's gonna be some rough patches, man, because he hasn't had true regular season NFL action quite yet.
So. Like I said, be a fine game manager. I just think the mistakes will appear because he's a young rookie.
First test,
but even game managers mess up. Like Alex Smith messed up a lot when he's in Kansas City. Let's not forget. Let's not pretend like he didn't.
Yeah. Well, hey, his first test will be in the spotlight Monday Night Football against the Chicago Bears. So speaking of Caleb Williams, that will be his first quarterback battle. All right, Green Bay Packers, 11-6 last year. I was looking into it actually, and I'm a guy. I'll admit it. I was a guy that wasn't too high on Jordan Love. I'm not sure if you are quite either. I do think, after research, though, I do think that the disrespect that I, as along with many others fans, have have made towards him, being called overrated, it may not be as valid as I thought it was.
No, I find him as an average quarterback, like in that like 10 to 15 range. Like he sits comfortably right there.
Yeah, like he's not top 5 by any means, but he's a top. He can make an argument for a top 10 quarterback. To be it.
It's kind of like Tony Romo, where like Romo was a good quarterback, but you never thought of him, and like if you thought of him as a top 10 quarterback, it's like he's 9 or 10.
Yeah. Because he's a guy that he struggled last year, but then he had the knee and the groin injuries. I heard that 33 of his passes were dropped by his wideouts, and that was amongst the highest rate in the league. He still threw for 25 touchdowns. He threw for over 3,300 yards. Like I mentioned, he missed some time with some injuries, so otherwise he would have tried to get to that 4,000 mark. But yeah, dude, this guy can throw a deep ball. 14% of his passes were actually targeted towards receivers deep down the field, which is second highest in the league. So, hey, all you needed to do was get some weapons, or preferably a deep threat, and they did get one in the draft, and we'll talk about him in just a bit. Unfortunately, the team did not play well enough last year overall. They collapsed the Vikings and the Bears to finish the year. They lost to Philly in the wild card round. But some highlights, though. Josh Jacobs was really good in his first year in Green Bay. The defense was 6th in scoring defense and 5th in total defense overall. And honestly, they did all this with an okay pass rush with Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark, and Luka Van Ness. They're not that great, but they got it done. So shout out to the DC over there, Jet Hafley. I will say cornerback will also be an issue because Alexander is gone, and you don't have much in Green Bay.
No.
So, but The receiver I was referring to was Matthew Golden, who they drafted in the first round, coming out of Texas.
First time since 2000, right? That they drafted a wide receiver in the first round.
2002. I don't have his name on me, but I heard he's a guy that just made one Pro Bowl and had one good season, and that was pretty much it. The receiver that they last took in the first round. So they hope that Matthew Golden,
Javon Walker.
Yes, Florida
State, 8 years in the league, had 4,000 receiving yards, 31 touchdowns, 267 receiving. Kind of an average receiver. Kind of averaged 822 yards a season. 6 touchdowns. So, a solid number 2 receiver to have on an offense.
Yeah, they hope Matthew Golden doesn't replicate him.
Yeah, they don't want Matthew Golden to replicate that. But that's a solid NFL player right there.
Yeah,
but not much. He's a bench player in fantasy.
Oh yeah,
and you're happy about it.
Yeah, but for Green Bay though, they've obviously been searching for receiver number 1 since the days of Davante Adams, which may not seem like which may seem like long ago when in reality it isn't really. But
it's only 3 seasons, right?
I think it was 5.
5.
COVID.
COVID messed everything up.
It did, honestly. But yes, do you think he can be the receiving one that the Packers have been seeking for quite some time?
I do. I don't think we're going to see it this year because I think this year is more about him being a deep threat, him building that connection with Jordan Love. And Jordan Love and Jalen Reed are one of the best connections in the NFL. I think I've got the exact stat, but there was no quarterback wide receiver tandem that got more fantasy points per route than those two. It's something along those lines. So they have a really good connection together. It's kind of Love's safety blanket. So I think he's going to look Reed's way more than Golden to start the year. But I think over time, Golden's going to establish himself as that wide receiver 1. I think it's going to take 2 or 3 years before we finally see it.
And because Golden's a speedster. He had the fastest 40 time, as we all know.
He's going to be a very big play merchant this year.
Mm-hmm. And it helps. I mentioned the Jordan Love stat earlier about him throwing, his 14.4% of his passes, to be exact, were deep balls down the field. How do you help with that? You get yourself a deep threat, and Golden is that guy. Had 58 catches, over 980 yards at Texas with 9 touchdowns. And you mentioned Jaden Reed, and I like Reed, I do, but
competition. Yeah, it's kind of like it's like why Darius Slayton was the wide receiver 1 for the Giants for years. Yeah. It's like he's not good. He's just comfortable. Daniel Jones is just comfortable with him. Jordan Love is very comfortable with Jaden Reed.
There was no other choice at receiver number 1, so Jaden Reed kind of just stepped in as that guy.
Yeah, and Love's going to look for that comfortable guy, I feel like. That's going to be his first look, is always, all right, that's the guy I know. That's a talented guy.
But as the season goes on, like you mentioned, Golden will probably develop into being that true number 1 target.
But I think it's more of a year 2 thing where we're like, okay, Golden's going to be wide receiver 1 this year.
Yeah, and the bar is set so low to be receiver number 1 because your competition is Reed, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Dontavion Wicks.
Golden. The names the Packers have run out there at receiver has really just been a travesty for how good their quarterback play has been.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. I'm shocked that they were that good with that receiving core.
Yeah. It's for years, Aaron Rodgers, just give me another weapon and we can win a Super Bowl. It's how about we draft the quarterback? It's dude, that's the exact opposite of what I wanted us to do.
And the year after, he's like, all right, you guys gonna give me a weapon, right? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, for sure. We're gonna give you a linebacker.
A linebacker.
So, all right, Chicago, you're up next.
Go Bears.
The Bears, before we go to the NFC West. So long, Matt Eberflus, for good riddance. My God, poor Bears fans.
What an embarrassment.
No, he really was.
T. Higgins was drafted after Jordan Love.
Oh, yeah, see? Could have got himself T. Higgins.
T. Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr. You tell me a wide receiver room of Devontae Adams and Michael Pittman Jr. couldn't win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback? Get out of here.
Or Devontae T. Higgins, that's a core, man.
Yeah.
Well, sucks to suck.
Mm-hmm.
But what's it called? For Chicago, Ben Johnson is now the new head coach over there for the Bears. Led offense in Detroit to a top 5 unit, as we all know, and will be tasked to do the same here in Chicago. And it's safe to say he's already established a sense of accountability which is evident, actually not too long ago when he took off the first team offense off the field and put in the second team because the first team couldn't do what he asked them to do. So it's definitely a different vibe around Chicago, and it's necessary, honestly. And I love Chicago's offseason. Their goal was to protect Caleb Williams, and they did so. They traded for Joe Thuney, my apologies, and Jonah Jackson from the Chiefs and the Lions, respectively. What's it called? They signed, what's the center's name? Drew Dahlman. I don't know where he's coming from, but they signed him as a center. And they added some more weapons for him, drafting Colson Loveland. They drafted Luther Bird, and those guys would join DJ Moore and Normo Dunze as weapons for Mr. Williams. Defensively, though, real quick, Dennis Allen may not have worked out as a head coach, but he's going to be. He was a good coordinator. I think he's going to be okay.
He's fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think he's going to be a great coordinator for them.
And he has the guys on his squad to have an attacking, aggressive defense that will show out for sure. So, but I will say, Colson Loveland, he was kind of a surprise pick at 10th overall. Tyler Warren was still on the board when Loveland was drafted. But do you think the Loveland pick was a good one made by Chicago, or did you kind of wish they kind of?
No, this was a good pick by Chicago because you have to think about what offense Ben Johnson runs. Ben Johnson likes a big physical tight end. That's why Sam Laporta was so big. That's, in their offense. TJ Hawkinson, was big but beforehand, but that's a different story. But that's what he wants. He wants that tight end. That's what Colton Loveland is. Like, his comp in the NFL draft was Sam Laporta. So we're going to see Loveland have a similar role to what Laporta is in Detroit. I think he fits that Chicago system better than Warren did. Now, Warren's the better tight end, but the better fit isn't always the better player. So I think Loveland's going to have a career very similar to Sam Laporta in Chicago.
You made a great point about how Ben Johnson loves his tight ends. He ran a lot of 2 tight end formations during his time as OC in Detroit. And the draft pick of Loveland just shows they're going to do the exact same thing here in Chicago. And look, no disrespect to Brock Wright in Detroit, but I'm taking what's his name? Cole Kmet as my tight end number 2 over.
Every day.
So, every day of the week. So Loveland and Kmet's going to be a good duo. You have a big, fast tight end who has grown to have who has developed to have great chemistry with Williams over camp so far from what I heard. And hey, what's a young quarterback's best friend? Tight end. So and across 3 seasons at Michigan, Loveland has had 117 catches, 11 touchdowns, and 1,466 receiving yards. So Loveland, hey, he's a guy to watch out for. And I love the pick. At first I didn't. I'm like, Warren, really? He's still there, but Loveland, he's been solid, and he's also solid off the field as well. He can sing a little bit, I heard. So, but no, that is the NFC North. Real quick, I don't do records. I don't, but Rams, Vikes.
Rams.
No. I mean, Detroit. Sorry, I got confused with Jared Goff's old team. We'll talk about the Rams in just a bit. But for the NFC North, I got the Lions, the Packers, the Vikings, Bears.
I have the Lions, the Packers, the Bears, and Vikings.
Okay, so just same thing as me, but just reverse with the Vikings and Bears. So you're low on McCarthy this year a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, I think he's gonna be a game manager, but the inexperience is gonna appear.
Okay.
In the rustiness,
Fair enough. No, I get you. And then obviously Ben Johnson will definitely elevate the Chicago team as the new coach, and hopefully Caleb Williams takes that next step and shows why he was the number 1 overall pick last year. So, all right, NFC West to wrap things up here on the show.
Quickly, Mark Teixeira is running for Congress in Texas.
Former Yankee
first baseman. Yes.
Yes.
Mark Teixeira is running for Congress.
Not a big politics guy myself, but thoughts on that real quick on your end, my friend.
I think it's hilarious. I love it I love it for athletes like Tommy Tuberville in Alabama. Yeah, of course they're going to hire the Auburn coach. That's hysterical.
Hey, shoot. Oh, sorry. Teixeira.
Matt Harvey's going to run for Congress. I don't care what policy he's running. I'm voting for Matt Harvey. That guy rocks.
Oh my God. Oh shoot. If Eli Manning ever ran for mayor in New York.
I think he'd win. I think Jet fans like him.
Yeah, because he took down literally their biggest rival in
Yeah,
the Patriots twice.
exactly. He
So
could just
you
be like,
can't.
"Hey, Brady doesn't have 9 rings because of me.
Hey,
I
you
did.
can't.
You're welcome."
You can't hate Eli, man. I don't think anyone can.
If
I
I was Eli,
know.
my whole campaign, like I wouldn't say anything I'm going to do. But, like I won 2 Super Bowls, and it would just be like a bunch of
Yeah.
just clapping.
Like, shout out to you, Eli. Like, you're the man.
It's the Family Guy thing where Lois just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. And everyone goes
Oh yeah.
nuts.
I remember what you're talking about. Fudge. I forgot what
I
you
can't
said.
say what she was saying because it is a tragedy what she was saying.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Yeah, but it's Eli. It's like Eli. What do you do about property tax? I won 2 Super Bowls. Yeah.
Super Bowl 42. Super Bowl 46.
That's just it the entire time.
It's like Super Bowl MVP. Oh,
Like he's up there debating with Cuomo, and Cuomo's like, "I'm actually saying ideas. I'm getting booed." He said the same 2 words over and over again. It gets applause. What's going on?
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, hey, Mark Teixeira, good luck to you, buddy. Hopefully,
Yeah, well, good luck, Mark.
Good luck, Mark. We don't root for Yankees around here as much, but you know what? Shout out to you for running.
I mean, he was a big baseball player in my childhood, so like he does bring. When I hear Mark Teixeira, I do think nostalgic.
Good memories. Okay.
Not good memories, just memories of watching baseball as a kid.
Okay. I'm gonna say that's good memories, or I was like, all right. But all right. So NFC West Rams looking to repeat once again here in the NFC West. They finished 10-7 last year, made it all the way to the NFC divisional round, but they lost to Philly 28-22 in the snow. But after talks of maybe Stafford not being the Rams quarterback anymore, he re-signed with them, and thank God he did it, because if he came to the Giants, I'd be scared like crap, because that dude.
Well, you don't think that back's gonna hold up?
I don't know, man. The injury is kind of a little scary, a little bit.
Yeah, 37-year-old with a back problem. That's definitely horrifying.
But he doesn't look like he's falling off anytime soon, man. He almost threw for nearly 4,000 yards last year. So when healthy, he's going to be great. I know it's only a small sample size, but maybe Sensen Bennett can be a good backup or a good fill-in if Stafford were in this time.
I always thought Bennett was a fine guy to take a shot on because he was a winner. He just won.
He won at Georgia.
Yeah.
He won at Georgia.
That's what I'm like. The Giants drafted him in like the 6th round. Like he just wins. He just won everywhere he went.
Yeah. But in the Rams got the luxury of grabbing him, and hopefully, he's the next guy in line when Stafford retires. But we'll have to see. Yeah. Sure, Cooper Kupp's gone, but who they replace him with? Devontae Adams. So
it's a pretty good replacement.
Not gonna miss a beat whatsoever, I don't think. But him and Nakua is gonna be a fun duo to watch. Kyren Williams still RB1. Watch out for Jaquez Hunter from Auburn. He's a speedster to watch. But I want to focus on the defense real quick for the Rams, because they had a great first year under DC Chris Shula. So I want to get your thoughts on the unit, man, because I know they collapsed in the game against Philly because Saquon Barkley just dominated them. But
that's Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. But your thoughts on the defense for this upcoming season, because they have some pieces.
Yeah, I don't think we talk about the defense enough for the Rams, because it's not the star power defense we once said. It's now more like young and improving guys, and then we have a coach like Sean McVay. The offense is always going to be a part of it. Yeah. But no, this defense is kind of what builds the Rams. It's going to be what builds the Rams up this year. We're going to see a decline. That back injury is scary. Jimmy Garoppolo isn't exactly the greatest backup in the world, and he doesn't have a good relationship with Devontae Adams, so that's going to be a problem. No, the Rams go anywhere this year. It's good because that defense stepped up. So I got big hopes for his defense.
Yeah, Jared Verse, 89 quarterback pressures in 24.
Yeah.
Braden Fisk,
they had multiple guys, I think, up for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Like, I think they had 2 guys in the finalist.
I'm not sure Kobe Turner was. Oh, no, Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Of the year. But Verse and Fisk, they had both great seasons. Fisk had 8.5 sacks. He was having his way versus Philly as well in the division round before he went down. But no, overall, when healthy, he's really good. Kobe Turner he's an underrated defensive tackle because he's had actually more pressures against double teams since the start of 2023. So obviously we know about the Dexter Lawrences and the Chris Jones of the world, but Kobe Turner deserves to be in that top 10 conversation. And they added Poona Ford, who had 8.5 run stuffs in 24 as well. He's going to be great in that 3-4 defense. I was looking up something. They have a scheme called a cheetah scheme, which is where they have 5 defenders at the line of scrimmage and 1 backer on the inside. So, not sure how successful that will be once again this year. But Josiah Stewart is a guy to watch out for, a rookie from Michigan, because he can rush the passer or drop off in coverage, depending on what they need him to do. And that secondary, though, with Darius Williams and Akila Witherspoon outside at corner, that's a good duo in its own right. Cam Crow's at strong safety, and Cam Kitchens is a guy to watch out for as well. The second-year guy from Miami, from the U, had 4 interceptions for the Rams. So he's a guy to watch. So overall, this defense, I think it's going to be a good unit. I think honestly has potential to be a top 10 unit again.
Yeah.
I forgot where they ranked last year, but a top 10 unit is definitely in their future if all things go well. And I love Verse and Fisk. I really do. Those Seminoles, man, they wreaked havoc last year. No doubt about it. As we shift from the Rams to the Seattle Seahawks, 10-7 as well last year. Kind of, it's best way to describe last year. It was up and down under first year head coach Mike McDonald. First team since the 2020 Dolphins, my friend, to miss the playoffs after reaching double-digit wins. So what did they do? Let the key pieces go. Geno gone. Lockett
tear down. Rebuild.
Yeah, we got 10 plus wins. Let's tear it all down. What? DK Metcalf gone. OC Ryan Grubb gone. And in comes Sam Darnold, Cooper Kupp, and Clint Kubiak.
Yep. I would not have given Darnold $100 million. That's just me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Me too. But hey, we're not Seattle. We're not Seattle fans. I would have lost it.
Yep.
But no. Hey, last year the rushing attack of Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. What you need to know: they combined for 376 carries last year together, and they still had the fourth worst rushing attack in the league. Nice. And you would think, oh, okay, well maybe they'll improve this year. Yeah, you didn't pay Sam Darnold. We just talked about you do not pay Sam Darnold $110 million to just hand the ball off. He better friggin' sling it, and we better see.
And you don't bring in Cooper Kupp to pair with JSN to just run the ball off.
Exactly, and you have a speedy Marcus Valdez-Scantling.
No, they cut him.
Oh,
yeah, they cut him.
You have Jake Bobo and you have Torrey Horton. My apologies.
I love Torrey Horton.
At Colorado State, he was good.
He was good at Colorado State. I think he's be a special player for the Seahawks. I think they got a steal with him.
So he is the current speedster for the Seattle instead of MB. MBS, I should have known he was going to get cut. I don't know why I put that down. But hey, look, if Sam Darnold's going to have success, you need to bounce back year from that O-line. 54 sacks allowed last year, which was tied for third most in the league. So what do? They drafted Greg Zabel. He was a guy. He's an interior offensive lineman from North Dakota State. You can hope that Christian Haynes steps up. He's a third-round pick in 24. Abraham Lucas needs to stay healthy at right tackle. And then, hey, Charles Cross, he's really good too. He's a solid left tackle. Was the 10th best tackle in football by Pro Football Focus last year, which makes the draft pick of Evan Neal look bad because they're both in the same draft class.
Yep.
But hey, this is the burning question for them. Has nothing to do with the offense and nothing to do with the defense. My friend, can the Seahawks win at home? Because they were 3-6 last year at Lumen Field. So your thoughts on that?
I mean, they have to. They have one of the best home field advantages in football. And I think this year, I think we're going to see a change. I think the culture shifting. I think that's kind of part of the reason why they did the big rebuild, because they couldn't win at home. I think we're going to see a much better Seahawks team at home. I don't love the Seahawks offseason, so I think they're still going to be under 500, but I think as a record, they're going to be under 500. So that's why I don't think they're going to win at home as much.
Okay. Well, their opponents are the Niners, Saints, Tampa, Houston, Arizona, Minnesota, Indy, and the Rams as their home opponents.
I mean, there's definitely 4 wins in there.
I
Saints
see a
5-3. 5-3. Yeah, I think 4-4.
I think they're beating the Saints, Cardinals, Indy. Minnesota's a toss-up, but I kind of see them beating them. And then
I see like Minnesota as like one of those like one possession games that JJ McCarthy messes up.
Yeah, and that's how they get that 5th win at home at Liberty Field. So, hey, but 5-3 is better than 3-6. I think, and just to add on Seattle real quick, I'm sorry, but I'm taking Geno Metcalf.
Yeah, I don't love what the Seahawks did this offseason. I really don't. Cooper Kupp's great, but he's aging.
Injuries.
Mm-hmm.
He battled injuries last year, and if he gets healthy, great. But it's just like that's a big if. So
if.
Yeah. So I have him going 5-3 at home, but I see him missing the playoffs again, low key. I just don't think Sam Darnold they're gonna regret it for sure. All right, Cardinals. Fans have been waiting for this team to be good again. They had 11 wins in 2021, but they've only had 16 in the past 3 years combined. 4 and 22, 4 and 23, and 8 last year. So they're slowly getting there. Not there yet, but they're slowly getting there. So you would think they would make improvements. They really didn't make much on the offensive side of the ball, if at all. So they're running it back on offense. Kyler Murray is still an exciting player to watch. Had a knee injury last year that kind of led to not him rushing the ball too many times. But when healthy, he's exciting. He's truly a dual threat quarterback. And that's what makes his offense go. James Conner is a touchdown machine. Trey McBride has become a top 5 tight end, and Marvin Harrison showed some flashes as a rookie. But honestly, that connection between Murray and Harrison needs to get better. That's literally the only reason why Harrison he didn't really live up to his status as being drafted.
And like we talk about him not living up to his expectation. He had over 800 yards and a few touchdowns. Like he put in a solid rookie season. We thought he was gonna be like Malik Neighbors, and he wasn't.
Yeah, because he was overshadowed by our boy Malik Neighbors.
Yeah,
who did it with 3 sorry quarterbacks.
4. Tim Boyle. Don't forget about the Tim Boyle. Don't forget about the legend of Tim Boyle, who came in for I think 6 plays.
How desperate I was for the Giants to be good. I remember raving about Tim Boyle. I remember
you did, and I'm like, no, this guy's gonna suck. He sucked his entire career.
That's how bad we were. That we were raving about a.
No. You were raving about Tim Boyle. I was like, this guy sucks.
I try to carry you with me. Gosh darn it! I didn't want to be alone.
No. You're gonna be alone on that one.
Fine.
Tim Boyle played at UConn, okay? That's not.
Yeah, so you should be able to root for him a little bit. Be like, yeah.
No, it's not good.
Fine. You mentioned Harrison though. He did have the touchdown record for rookie receivers in franchise history with 8 of them. So it was good to see him do that. But hopefully he can prove a lot better this year. Defensively though, they did add pieces. And Josh Sweat, Alvin Thomas, and Calais Campbell is back with Arizona. Which is going to be great for the development of Walsh Nolan III, who they drafted in the first round, and also the 2020 first rounder, Darius Robinson, is a defensive tackle as well. One of my favorite things that I saw from the Arizona this offseason was drafting Will Johnson. Injuries are concerns of why he fell off in the draft, but when healthy, he was arguably the best cornerback in college football. Yes, better than Travis Hunter. For those of you who are Hunter stands, I'm a big Hunter fan as well, but I know where my limits are, and this is the limit because Johnson.
So you know where limits are on Hunter, but not the other Colorado guy.
You need to stop it. And then Buda Baker remains the face of that defense with 164 tackles last year in 24. So with Arizona, my friend, do you think they can quietly make a run at the postseason, or do you see them? Because they're slowly getting up there.
I think it's going to be another season like we see from the Cardinals. I think they're stuck in neutral. They're stuck in mediocrity. I think Kyler Murray is a solid quarterback, but he's not he doesn't have that that edge factor, that if it's late in the game, I'm not trusting Kyler Murray to drive down the field. So I think it's going to be more of the same for the Cardinals this year.
Okay. Yeah, they have the 11th easiest schedule. They begin with the Saints and the Panthers, so they can get off to a good start if all things go well. But honestly, a lot of things have to go their way. Like they have a good offensive line. Okay offensive line. They have Paris Johnson at left tackle. They have the strongest center, one of the strongest centers in the league, and Hajati for hold. But honestly, the key is a healthy Kyler Murray. Like I mentioned earlier, his dual threat ability it makes this offense go. It makes this offense have the ability to have an elite ceiling. And with an average receiving core, he will need to use his legs to produce. I know James Conner is great, but it's like you have Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride. You have Harrison, McBride, and
kind of it.
Because Greg Dortch, Michael Wilson, Zay Jones. No offense to any of them, they don't scare me as a defense. Like if I get burned by them, either I'm yelling at my corners that are being burned by them, And 2, if I'm losing to the Cardinals, I'd rather it's because of those guys than Marvin Harrison, McBride beating us, I guess, because at least we're doing our job against those 2 key guys instead of the others. But overall, they can, they won't, but they maybe if things really go their way and Murray has like an outstanding season. I hate to give to give false hope to Cardinals fans because I don't want to do it to them, but they could sneak in as a 7th seed if like everything, and I mean everything, goes their way. Like, especially in like, obviously in division like Seattle would have to suck. The Niners, who we'll talk about next, are bad, and then the Rams obviously would win the division, but the Cardinals maybe could finish with a 9-8 record if all things go well and sneak in because of tiebreakers and whatnot.
But I think that's like everything has to go right for them.
Yeah,
and that's just feels like every single year we're like, if everything goes right for the Cardinals, they're a playoff team. It's like, what year do we just say that, hey, maybe this team isn't that good?
Everything and a little bit of pixie dust, as Tinkerbell once said. So yeah. Oh, what's Tinkerbell? I don't know if Tinkerbell said that. I don't freaking know. I love Disney, but I'm not that too into it.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I know. Maybe next time we start, I'll use.
I'm like, the only Tinkerbell movie I watched is Peter Pan, and I don't think Tinkerbell talks too much in that movie. If I remember it right.
She talked at all. Yeah, good point. All right, Niners, to wrap things up. This is a team I'm interested in because they have the easiest strength of schedule, but their Super Bowl window is shut. Right.
Yeah.
It's not even open a little creek. It's not,
I mean, it's definitely open because you have Kyle Shanahan, who is a very good head coach, even though he hasn't proved. Yes, he's like Andy Reid all those years ago, where Andy Reid was a great regular season coach, and they just always came up short in the big game, and then he got Patrick Mahomes and led a dynasty. Kyle Shanahan could have that career arc in him. We don't know yet, but I'm willing to take Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy, who has playoff experience in that playoff roster. I'm willing to take that over like the Cardinals,
True. I'm sorry. I live in California. I have a lot of I have a lot of friends that are Niners fans. I'm so sorry. Y'all gonna be trash.
Wow.
Okay, listen.
I don't know. I think Kittle's proven he stayed healthy the past couple of years. McCaffrey had the same surgery Kittle did, so maybe he has got one more year left in him. I think with an easy schedule, they might sneak in. That might be a team that sneaks in.
Maybe. But I look at the roster. Greenlaw gone. Hufanga gone.
Yeah.
Going to Denver, by the way.
It was a rough offseason for them. Don't get me wrong. It was.
Debo
they lost a lot.
Free agency was so quiet. You could hear a pin drop. Their biggest addition was Luke Farrell, tight end from Jacksonville, who's average at best. Brock Purdy was signed to a massive extension. But you know how the thing where it's like, oh, he's only successful because of his team around him?
Yeah, that's Brock Purdy.
Everyone's like, oh, what are you talking? Like, you're just a hater. Oh, no, trust me. I looked it up, and it is not pretty. He went from having the 13th highest quarterback rating in NFL history in 23 to having the 13th best passer rating in the league in general last year. So, yeah, a bit of a fall off for sure. And if this guy's missed time again, it ain't going to be pretty. Think about it. Trent Williams injured last year. CMC injured last year. Ayuk is not going to be ready to start the year. So, okay, you know what? Fine. Let me talk about some positives because the burning question of which is what we expect from SF this year, there's going to be some negative. But let me bring up some positives, okay? I'll be positive for just a second because I'm a positive guy. Robert Saleh is back, right? Trent Williams, he's still really good when healthy. You have Dominic Puny, who's a right guard, who was outstanding his rookie year. Juwan Jennings was productive.
Pearsall looks to step up in a big way.
Yeah, he's healthy. He recovered. George Kittle, arguably the best tight end in the league. You have Nick Bosa and Fred Warner still. That's pretty good. And you have a young tandem in Diamador Lenore and Renardo Green, who had 13 pass breakups as a rookie. Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, cool. What do you expect from SF this year?
I expect them to be a scrappy team that's like competes late in games, maybe experience and coaching wins them. I think they're like a 9-8 type team, That's where I see them.
All right. My answer is this. I expect even more regression. So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, right? What is one thing that every sports fan has in common for their team? They have hope.
Well, I don't know. Do you really think Saints fans have hope?
Don't do that to them.
Would you have hope if Spencer Rattler's your quarterback? Better question. You think Colts fans have hope with Daniel Jones?
I've seen some.
Those people are morons.
So you telling me the guy that this is our Colts, this is our team.
The Colts deserve to lose for that alone.
Yeah, they had to. You couldn't.
And the fact that they performed it at halftime.
They had a choir. They had cheerleaders out for that one. Oh,
even the cheerleaders are like, "What are we doing?"
Look, I think Niners fans are gonna have a lot of hope this year because so many what ifs have to go their way. Because here's the thing. CMC has missed 24 games for the past 4 years. That is not pretty. And he may miss more time again this year because that's just how fragile he is. Brandon Ayuk had knee surgery in November, and he won't be ready to start the year, and he may miss time beyond that. George Kittle's 32. Trent Williams is 37 years old. Teams have film on Jawan Jennings and how to stop the guy because that guy is not that good as he seemed. He was the most projected receiver last year. But just like Brian mentioned with Darius Slayton, there was no other choice but to throw that to him because Ayuk was gone and Samuel was trash. And I think he missed time too, if I'm not mistaken. He's not that intimidating, Jennings, as a wide receiver. Ricky Pearsall, you're going to have to hope that he's going to be good in year 2. Because year 1, he showed some flashes, but not many. The offensive line is an issue. Your left guard's a question mark. You lost Jalen Moore, who's a reliable tackle backup to the Chiefs. So that's going to be interesting to see. I talked about the defense. They had, obviously Bosa and Warner, but you lost Greenlaw, you lost Hufanga, so you're going to have to depend on rookies to pick up the slack. Michael Williams is an intriguing first-round pick from Georgia, but you're really going to have to depend. You really think he's going to show up in year 1? He has his flaws. Nick Martin, he's the guy that's going to replace Greenlaw. Can he catch up to speed? You have Malik Mustafa. He's going to be on the PUP list to start the year. So Jason Pinnock and Jair Brown for battle for the safety spot, and hope that's enough. Hey, we know about Pinnock from his time in New York. He was good, but he wasn't great. So hey, he's not Hufanga by any means. So there's so many what ifs. Like when you talk about what ifs for every sports team in terms of like predicting them to be successful, so many things have to go the Niners way, and I just really don't think they will because look, these guys are old, and they're not gonna make the playoffs. Like they're really not. I don't care. You have the easiest schedule. You're just not. And I hate to do it because like I'm gonna get backlash. Oh, you're just a hater. Like just because you have friends that are Niners fans and you're just trying to. I'm really not trying to get attention whatsoever. I look at this roster and it's just not that good. You're not gonna have your receiver number 1 for like a good amount of the start of the year. And even when he comes back, it's the ramp up period. And by the time that happens, the Niners will probably be out of contention anyways. So, hey, maybe they prove me wrong. I would love to be proved wrong. That would be fantastic. And if Niners fans are on my back, be like, oh, you were a hater. Like, I told you the Niners are going to be good. Fan-freaking-tastic. But I can guarantee you they won't because they just don't have it. But, hey, at least Robert Saleh's back. Good for you guys, So, but in terms of look, overall, to make my final point on the rookies, they're gonna have to count on them to carry the defense because they lost 6 starters in total, and they took 5 defensive players straight in the draft for the first time since 1981. So, Robert Saleh, this is not the defense you inherited when you were here. This is a completely different defense. You have 2 guys in Fred Warner and Nick Bosa, and everyone else looks completely new. Pretty much. So, predictions: Rams, Seattle, Cardinals, and Niners will have the same record, but not Cardinals take it. But no, okay. You know what? Fine. The Niners will finish as the 3rd best team in the West, but by tiebreaker.
I had the same thing. Only the Niners comfortably finish as the 3rd team in the West. There is no tiebreakers involved.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to be extra and play tiebreakers, so it's.
Nate wanted to be a special snowflake, everybody.
Seems like it, though, my friend. But that'll do it here for the NFC West. We'll do Pickle to wrap things up here, and then we'll be headed off for the day. I put Pickle in, and the first thing they showed up was Daily 3 lotto pick. I typed in pickle wrong. That's why. Here we go. All right, pickle. Let's go. First player. We guessing. What you got, my friend?
McLean.
Yes, Nolan McLean. That's stud. Let's see. Yep.
Let's hope we're doing Tong on Tuesday.
I hope so. That would be nice.
Righty American who plays in the American League East or the Central or Western National League.
Okay, so let's see. Give me the who's. You know what? I'll go Paul Skeens. Why not? He plays in the NL.
Not the Central.
Okay, so not the West either.
He's not a young guy. He's American. Give me Bellinger.
Okay. He's a lefty though.
He's a lefty. Give me Judge.
Judge. Yeah, it seems like a basic pick, right? Go East. Okay.
Okay.
Right field. Come on, Nate. You got this. Rays,
Red Sox, Baltimore.
Roman Anthony is a center fielder?
He's way too young.
Right, because he's 30. Veteran. Duh. Come on, Nate. Boston.
It's going to be some bench guy, too, which is the worst part.
Yeah. That would suck. Yeah, Boston's outfield is young.
Boston's outfield's very young.
Tampa has to be young. Blue Jays. No, Grichuk isn't there no more.
Is Springer in right field now?
I can check for you. He is.
Springer.
Boy. Great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Easy money. George Springer. I forgot he was a Blue Jay.
I wanted the Mets. Yeah, no, I remember because I wanted the Mets to sign him, and then he went to the Blue Jays instead.
There you go. Well, that will wrap it up for our NFC North and NFC West division previews. We started the show obviously talking about the Mets and Nolan McLean, who continues to be dominant, and we hope that Jonathan will do the same starting on Friday. The fellow Canadian, well, not fellow, but fellow Asian.
I was saying I'm like fellow Canadian.
We're not Canadians, but hey, one of us is Asian, and that's me over here. So I hope he will succeed. In all seriousness for the Mets, man, because hey, this NL East battle, man, it's coming on the wire. And if you guys take care of business against almost at Florida, if you take care of business against Miami and you come to Philly and take care of business there too, we got a battle for the NL East. It's gonna be fun to watch. And we obviously covered the North and the NFC West. So yeah, we are approaching the start of the year. We hope you guys have a great college football weekend. Next week, it looks like this. Tuesday, NL East division previews. Next Thursday will be the game preview for our boys against the Commanders. So it will be pretty much a Giants strict episode on Thursday, along with talking about the games. We might do a week one. I know we did it in the beginning of the year where we predicted the games for each week. We might bring it back this year. I just need to be more consistent on it. We'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Giants game preview against the Commanders on next Thursday, along with talking about the rest of week one. And then, like I said, next Tuesday will be our NFC East previews with the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Commanders, and our beloved New York Football Giants. So you can follow us on social media as always. You can follow Brian at BrianPG1016. You can follow me at Nathan_124 on the Twitter. You can follow our podcast page at 3010 Pod on the Instagram and the Twitter as well. And you can follow our TikTok page at 3010 Podcast. Clips are released from Monday through Friday. We are starting to do that as the season comes closer. Here, you can shout out to our sponsor SeatGeek. Use the code BELLYUPSports for $20 off your first purchase, and you can follow my article work, Brian's article work, and all of our other amazing writers and podcasters at BellyUpSports.com. We hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. As always, make sure to like and subscribe to on YouTube, and turn the bell on too, so you don't miss a future episode of ours as well. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday. And yeah, bye. Thank you so much.